What'd you say? Oh. Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Chant Day. Why you can't find it? Okay. I'm live talking to you on the phone. Yes, greetings, everyone. Welcome to Chant Day. I just want to preface this psalm that I'm on the phone with my dear friend. And anyway, we are here today. Today is what? Friday. Oh my goodness. We have reached the end of the strong. We're going to be strong going to the end, strong end, right? People say the weak end. But we're going to be strong. You know, I want to be strong for myself, for other people that depend on me every day. Today is graduation out here on the Eastern Shore. Students are graduating. I have one student that is graduating today. She was in my class this semester and she's graduating today. So as you can see, I have my hot tea. Well, maybe you can't see it, but yeah, it's here. And yeah, I have a squeeze of lemon in there and I have some honey. So this is gonna wake me up. Oh my goodness. This is delicious. It's hot. It's just delicious. Blessed Rise, Chawa. Thank you for joining Chantasama Day. Welcome. Happy Friday. As we are here today giving thanks that we can breathe. We can breathe. We're alive. We give thanks that we are here. Maybe it's not our will. You know, our will is to stay in bed and and just don't do anything all day. But guess what? It's not our will be done. It is a higher will that we are calling on that moves us to do what we need to do. Okay. So graduation day today on the Eastern Shore is all the pomp and circumstance. Thank you for liking this video, by the way. Oh my goodness. You all are just the best ever to like this video. But I have to put on my cap and my gown and my this and my that, and we got to walk. All the faculty walks into the little procession, and I might be on live. I don't know. One of my colleagues, I was on live for the graduation in spring, and she was like, "Are you on live? Don't put me on there." And I was like, "Okay," but. It's a time where students, I remember my graduation, it was just exciting. It's you're finished and completing something in your life, and it's a good feeling to have that you have gone through a process and now you have to enjoy that process, and now the end result is progress. So progress without process is not going to happen, right? Are you the proud parents of a graduate, Chawa? Well, congratulations, because parents are part of that congratulatory experience, because parent involvement cannot take place without the children, and children cannot be successful without the parents, parent involvement. And my friend that I'm on the phone with mentioned that she was very involved with her young son when he was growing up. She got even the parent award. What was it, Gail? Anyway, Gail must be not there. But so yeah, the involvement of parents is important, and I love when parents are involved. Okay, yes, you had proud parents that were excited about your accomplishments. So.
Okay, yes. It was parent of the year.
Oh, okay. Gail said it was parent of the year. Thank you, Gail, for participating in this Shanta Salma Day. I've captured her on the phone. So I'm gonna take my speaker off so I won't hear the feedback. But I'm so glad that I have friends like this because they're hard to come by these days, so you got to kind of hold on to the friends that you have. My good friend, shout out to Brenda in New York. I have my friend in Barbados, Jade. Shout out to Jade in Barbados. So these are women who, have inspired me, inspired me to the point of I'm here sharing with you all today. So let's get into the psalm today because I was happy when they said, let us come into the house of goodness, right? I was glad when they said that. And that was what we looked at yesterday, being happy to give thanks, being happy to be in the presence of the Most High, and staying in that presence and knowing that it is not your will, but it's the higher will, Some people want what they want and then they don't realize they got to surrender that, whatever they want, to the higher one that can make it happen. You can't make it happen by yourself, right? So the psalm today, when I looked at it, it's Psalm 59, and it's a powerful psalm because it speaks about the reality that there are things and people out there that are hateful. Okay? Hateful. People are hateful. This is the reality that we live in today. People are hateful. And because of that, that hate is turned and manifested into violence or destroying people's lives. I read this psalm already, so I kind of know what it's about. But Psalm 59 is, this is when Saul, and you know the story of Saul. Saul was a slave capturer. So Saul was brutal. Saul wasn't right. And then when Saul got right, his name changed to Paul. Yeah, Saul's name changed to Paul. And he overcame his, indiscretions and his, shortcomings. Saul did. Because Saul was king, and Saul sent, and I'm still learning about these stories. They're so interesting, these stories. But Saul was king, and Saul was wanting to get rid of David. David wrote these psalms. So Saul was like, I'm gonna send some folks to get rid of you. Okay, this happened to my cousin. I won't talk about who it is specifically, but some men were sent to kill him one night, and they realized, they're like, no, we're not doing that. But anyway, this happened to David, and David, Saul, sent men to watch David's house, like he was under surveillance, in other words. Thank you for liking this video. David was under surveillance. He was being surveilled. And he was being surveilled to the point where, he knew. He knew he was being surveilled. And he knew this to the point where he wrote this psalm. And this psalm begins with verse 1. Right? And I ask that the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart is acceptable in the sight of what is right. There's too much wrong going on out here. So I'm asking that it's acceptable in the sight of what is right. And it begins with deliver. Deliver. So from the beginning of this psalm, from the jump what's happening. You're being delivered. You're being delivered. Right now, this moment, you are being delivered. Okay? There's not a plane crash coming into your home. Nothing, meteoroids falling out the sky. You've been delivered. You've been delivered. So in that deliverance, and you're delivered from, according to the psalm, from enemies. And the enemies, I always say, you are your worst enemy. You. telling yourself that you're not good enough, telling yourself nobody's gonna love you, telling yourself you're not worthy, telling yourself that, you're never gonna find that person, telling yourself, you know what I mean? So we are our worst enemy. And delivering ourselves from that first will allow us to see the other enemies that are out there. We're going to be able to see them because we have dealt with them inside of ourselves first. So that's why, God lives within, right? That righteousness that is the Most High is from within to come out, right? So it takes self-reflection. It takes that inner journey. It's an inner journey, okay? That inner journey, you cannot travel that inner journey with anyone. You have to travel that inner journey with you. So, delivering from the enemies, oh my God. And what delivers? What does God mean? It's righteousness, goodness, mercy, love, kindness, compassion. This is what God is defined. That's an operational definition. Okay? Deliver I from I enemies. Oh my God. Protect I from those that rise up against I. This is what's going to happen. Verse 2 starts with deliver again. Deliver I from those that work wrongness. Like they're scheming wrong things, wrongness. And you will be delivered from that and saved from bloodthirsty humans. They got some bloodthirsty folks out there. Bloodthirsty, okay? And verse 3 speaks of behold. These bloodthirsty folks are lying through their teeth. They're lying in wait for the life of the righteous. This is what Saul did. Saul sent out these folks to watch David's house, surveilling him. So, these are fierce individuals, according to verse 3. Fierce ones stirring up strife, right? They're stirring up this strife and confusion against I. And it's not for any transgression or sin of mine, O Most High, O righteousness, no fault of mine, verse 4. But they still run and making ready. Remember, they forming the weapon, but it's not going to prosper. Weapons formed against you, it's not going to prosper. When people weaponize my degrees against me, it's not going to prosper. When people put me down because I'm a woman, it's not going to prosper. When people discriminate or hate against me because I'm black and from the Caribbean, or you're black and you're from Arkansas, or you're black and you're, from Zimbabwe, people have reasons to hate and discriminate because they do not love themselves. We are a reflection of each other. So when you see me, you see you. When I see you, I see me. Right? When we see someone and we don't like them, guess what? It's something about us we don't like. And we got to tap into that so we can knock those blockages and obstacles out and be free to live in unity with each other, instead of wanting to hurt folks. Because hurt people. That's what happens. So, deliverance is about the psalm today. Deliverance. So, in verse 4, it ends with awake. Awake, come to meet me and see. So, David is like, look, come to meet me and see what is going on here. This is what's happening, and it's happening to me. So who feels it knows it. David is feeling it, so he knows what's happening. In verse 5, the beginning of verse 5, it speaks of, now all of this is going on, and then we come into verse 5 about this Lord God of hosts and this God of Israel that's mentioned in the Bible. Israel, Israel, Israel. I have a translation for that. I, we are all Israel. We are all children of the Most High. We are all children of Israel. We've all been through what the children of Israel have been through, right? Oppression. We're still in this oppressive state here today. Hey, good morning, Connie. Have a blessed day to you too, Connie. Happy Friday. Mwah. So in verse 5, we see how the nation is mentioned. And it's mentioned in terms of rousing, that righteous rousing is going to punish all the nations. Remember, righteousness is going to exalt a nation. So when the nation is falling away from righteousness, guess what? Righteousness is going to rouse to punish the nations, and none is going to be spared who treacherously plot evil things, right? None is going to be spared. And that verse 5 ends with Selah. 5 people on this live, 1 like. Thank you for the 1 like. Mwah. So we see in verse 5 this acknowledgement. Like, guess what? Don't worry about those who are coming against you. Don't worry about those who are trying to treacherously plot evil. You know, they're not going to be spared. So you don't put your hand into that, so you become collateral damage in the process. You know, you don't want to put yourself in those kinds of shenanigans. So in verse 6, it talks about these howling folks, these evil folks that are howling, like they compare to dogs that are howling. And when I read this in Alabama, I picked up this zombie apocalyptic vibe with Psalm 59. I'm like, oh my goodness, they're howling like dogs. They're prowling about the city, and they're bellowing with their mouths, with swords in their lips. So they got these swords in their lips, and they're speaking who they think will hear us. Like, they're speaking like, you know, in these kinds of ways that cut. So the swords in their lips, their words are cutting folks, and they're demeaning folks, and they're putting folks down and talking about who's going to hear us. We can say what we want, you know, and we can talk and words don't mean nothing, and blah, 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 blah. Isn't it written that you purify the words in the fire 7 times before you open your mouth? I told someone that, don't talk to me unless you purify your words in the fire 7 times. Come right. You better come right, or you better lay low. One or the other. So, verse 8. Check out verse 8. The Most High, righteousness is going to just be like laughing. Laugh at them, right? That's what's going to happen. Righteousness is going to just, you know, God is going to laugh at them and hold all the nations in derision, right? What is derision? Is that our word for today? Thank you for liking this video. Thank you for liking this video. Derision is ridicule or mockery. That's what derision is. Ridicule or mockery. So this is where evil people, hateful people are going to be in that space. They're going to be held in derision, and they're going to be mocked. So in verse 9, righteousness is a strength. Righteousness is I strength. I will watch for righteousness. I'm watching for it in people. When I'm talking to my friend, I'm listening for righteousness. When I'm meeting with someone, I'm listening for righteousness. When I'm cleaning my apartment, I'm listening for righteousness. I'm looking to put things in the right place, in right order, right? That's looking for righteousness. So I'm going to watch for that. Because in the scripture it says, I will watch for you. Who is you? Isn't you righteousness? That is what you're going to watch for? Righteousness. I'm watching for that. I'm watching and waiting to see that in folks. So, and in myself first. That's got to come from myself first. I can't see it in you unless it's being seen in myself. Then I know what it looks like. Okay? So, because that is your strength, righteousness is your strength, that is also compared to a fortress. This is a fortress, y'all, like a strong fortress. And verse 10, that righteousness is steadfast. It's like steadfast love is going to meet me. That's what's going to meet me, that steadfast love. And that steadfast love is going to look in triumph on those that were hating. Remember, we talked about that from verse 1 all the way down here, but about delivering from evilness. Right? So this deliverance now has reached to the point of no return. Where once you're delivered, you're staying in that steadfast love. And that steadfast love is going to be that one kicker that's going to put things right back in, right forward into its place. You don't have to lift a finger. All you do is clean your place up, eat healthy, you do your meditations and your walking, your exercise, your mind, read a good book, and leave it all to righteousness to handle those shenanigans. Okay? So, verse 11 starts off with kill. I don't like that word. So I'm going to say, get rid of it, destroy these evilness, lest the people forget, and make these folks that are, trying to, come against you with evilness, make them totter through the power of righteousness and bring them, down. Remember I said, better lay low. That evil better lay low. That's where the evil is. Low to the flow. So I seek for what's above. And I want to meet you there, above. Even though I tell people this, you're in a relationship and you're being intimate, right? Seek for what's above before you get down below in that person's space. You know what I mean? Seek for what's above. Like, get on your knees next to your bed and talk to the Most High before you get in there. The family that prays together stays together. When you are in communion with God, with righteousness on a regular, like it's a regular thing, like brushing your teeth. Okay? Once you're in that commune with God every day, your thoughts are thinking, oh God, should I get a cupcake or should I get a fruit platter? So you're in contact, you're talking to God all the time. You're going to hear an answer. Seek and you shall find. Ask and you shall be answered. So that is the people who are evil are going to get dealt with. And the people who are good and in their steadfast love are going to see. They're going to be reminded, oh, look at that. Oh my gosh, I don't want that to happen to me. Let me stay on the righteous road. So that is your shield. That's your shield. Because guess what? The ones that are prowling around, howling like dogs, doing all these things, sin is of their mouths. For the sin of their mouths, the words of their lips, let them be trapped in their pride. For the cursing and lies that they utter. Remember the vicious voicemail I talked about? I'm going to let you all hear a beautiful voicemail so we can squash that vicious one, right? So, I told an LGBTQ organization, I don't deal with the word pride. I don't deal with that word. I look at the word as love. Okay? In my mind, I'm translating, but people want to say pride, yay, pride, pride day, the pride parade. Why can't it just be the love parade? The right, love. Love has been, put down on the back burner for these other kind of words. Like, why can't we just be gay? Gay is happy. I want to be happy. I want to be gay. But it's been used to determine your sexual identity. Like, my sexual identity is before my righteous identity, my spiritual identity, my God identity, my divine identity. Why can't that be first and then all these other things follow that? So God is leading those things in the righteous way. You know what I mean? So pride, I don't use that word. They're going to be trapped in their pride. Pride is a sin according to the scriptures. Pride is a sin. It's not good to be proudful, because then you don't get to be accountable to yourself and to other people, because you're so full of pride you can't apologize, or you're so full of pride you can't, tell someone they look beautiful, because, or you can't tell someone this because you're full of pride. Like, no, you're gonna, the wicked is trapped in this pride. So don't be trapped in those things. And the cursing, people cursing, and they lying, and they're gonna be, in verse 13, consumed in wrath. They're going to be consumed in wrath. They're going to be in some situations they're not going to like because of their sin out of their mouths. Cursing innocent people on the voice. You know what I mean? That's not good. So when bad things happen and people want to know, oh, she did magic. She did put a spell on me. Oh my gosh, what did she do now? She's into black witch and magic. And no. I didn't do nothing to nobody. You did it to yourself. I didn't call my own voice mail and leave a vicious message. You did that. You have to pay for that. You have to be accountable to God for that. Not me. How I react to you, I have to be accountable. So I'm going to react in a good way. I'm going to send you love and kindness and bless all the way from the bottom of my tiny little toe. Because I don't want to be caught up in evilness with you. No, ma'am. No, sir. So you go around, and each time you're coming back howling like dogs and prowling about, wandering about for food like a zombie, and growling when you don't get your fill, your stomach growling. All this stuff is happening, Guess what? In verse 16, I will chant. I will chant. I will chant of the strength. Like, hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. I will chant. That's what I'm going to do. You can stay over there with the vicious voices and the cursing and the lies and the deceit and the betrayal. You can stay over there with that. I'm going to be over here chanting of the strength of the Most High, of that righteousness. And I will chant aloud. My son says, you so loud. I'm going to be loud. Hallelujah. Right? I'm going to be loud because of the steadfast love in the rise. This is the steadfast love, y'all, in the rise. We're here. We got it. You got it. You got that steadfast love. You the good soil. Don't let nobody fool you telling you you got to put you the good soil. That's right. You better plant all those affirmative, positive affirmations into your, look at my wrap is sliding off my head, y'all. I'm getting it. I'm like, and then it's all coming on. So You're going to be in that space in verse 16. Chanting of the strength of righteousness, chanting aloud. I know Connie, Chawa, you guys got some pipes. Whoa, whoa, whoa. You people don't know they can sing, because they don't have they're like, oh, how do I sound? They're thinking about that. You open your mouth to God. Guess what? You don't worry about who hearing, who judging how you sound. I was in church one Sunday, okay? I was so into this verse 16, but I will sing of your strength, because I was singing of the strength and I was singing aloud. And a young girl in front of me, sitting in the pew in front, she turned around. She said, she said, you sound so beautiful. You should go in the choir. I said, I want to be in the choir. I want to be in the choir. I love the music. And my friend said, she, plays in the church. She plays, she would go to they would hire her to play the guitar in the church. And so I said, that is just so sweet. So the reason that we are going to be chanting to give thanks for this strength is because the fortress have been set. So you're keeping the fortress solidified with the music. Bob Marley said, when music hit, you don't feel no pain. But guess what? You feel pain when the people got swords on their lips. They cutting. Their lips are opening and they're just degrading you, cutting you down, cutting you down, cutting you down. Right? But the songs of adulation, they are firming up that fortress, right? Like cement. It's like they're packing it in. The cement is cementing it. That's what a fortress is. Armies can't get by that fortress. It's just too solidified. So that righteousness is a fortress. That righteousness is a fortress. And it's a safety in the day of distress. Because distress is going to come. But what are you going to do? How are you going to manage it? My friend, I said to my friend, we're going to have our first fight. That's going to be like? Oh my gosh. What's that going to be like, right? Our first fight. So I'm thinking about this. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to approach it with righteousness. Everything I do, even a disagreement, can be handled with righteousness, So you handle it with righteousness. You don't put somebody down, degrade them. You're so dumb. What's wrong with you? You didn't pick up the laundry. What are you doing? You're crazy. You're dumb. And people do this in relationships, and then they fuss and they fight, and then they have makeup sex, and they go and then they do the same thing over again. The cycle keeps repeating. I just watched a movie called It Ends With Us. She stopped the abusive cycle. She stopped it in its tracks. She said, this ends with us. And it's important because when you are not putting that righteousness in your relationship, and you argue and you make up and you argue, you're going to argue again. It's going to happen again because it hasn't been resolved with the goodness of righteousness that is the Most High. You're resolving it with your own understanding and not the will of the Most High, God. God's will. Let God's will be done as it is in heaven, as it is on earth, as it is in heaven. The Lord's Prayer, right? Our Father in heaven and Blessed Mother, right? May your name be sanctified. May your kingdom be blessed. Your will shall be done in heaven and on earth. So let God's will be done. Let go and let God. Like, come on, let me shake you into reality. So you're going to have distressful days I'm talking about. You may have your first fight, right? But you want that to be right. You don't want to slam doors and call people names and degrade them. You don't want to do that. You just want to go like, I don't like that. And whatever, And I don't want to talk to you right now. because you're going to say something, not nice. So you just don't say anything. If you don't got nothing good to say, don't say nothing at all. Didn't our mama tell us that? So in verse 17, that strength you're going to sing praises to. That's what you do. You got a first fight, you're going to sing, you're going to, Alleluia, my heart. You're just going to, instead of, I told my friend, I said, if you're in a relationship with someone, whether it's a husband or wife or whatever, and your husband goes out to work or goes on a trip, you're supposed to be there praying for your husband that he's safe. Like, I miss Peter. Hopefully he's safe, and God, keep him in your grace. That type of thing. Not sitting there, Peter's cheating. Like the person I was with said that to their family, like, she's cheating on me. I'm like, what the heck? I am working. You should be sitting down and talking to God on my behalf that I'm okay, not thinking the worst of me that I'm cheating, when in fact you're the one who was doing it, meaning someone else. Anyway, that's a different story. So we have to stay in that steadfast love. That steadfast love is our strength, and it's a fortress. And that righteousness is what shows that steadfast love. That righteousness shows the steadfast love. It comes from there. Steadfast love comes from that place. Greetings of love and joy with great gratitude for the Most High daily. Elsu dropping in. Have a blessed day, everyone. And Selah and Selah again. This has been the psalm for today, Psalm 59. Deliver, deliver, deliver. You are delivered from the cursing, the lies, the pride, the traps. You've been delivered. Thank you for liking this video. So I wanted to share really quick with you all the word of the day, because when I saw this word of the day, I was like, this is the word of the day that we need to listen. Protected. Protected is the word of the day. Protected. So, from Psalm 59 about deliver, you are protected. That's how people who are delivered, they're protected from something. They're delivered from something, right? So in that protection, guess what? You're delivered. Isn't that like amazing how the word is protected and the psalm is about deliverance? So in the word today, freeing myself from fear, I find my protection in God. Like, I was afraid to open my heart again. I'm afraid to, I'm just afraid of certain things because this happened. You were hurt and you're afraid to open up your heart again, right? But guess what? The other day, I let it, I can't explain. It's just not enough time. I have to get to graduation. So let's get the word of the day out of here and running. Letting go of my fearful thoughts and affirming righteousness's protecting presence, like staying in the presence, is with me, empowers me to live fully. I can live fully in the presence of protection. So I am never apart from the encompassing shelter of God's love. Even when I may lose touch with God's love from time to time. Like, we might go in our own understanding sometimes, or we might, think outside, think too much and not depend on the Most High. We may go into a depressive, anxious, void of light kind of situation. So we have to know that we're never apart from that presence of the love that's God's righteousness that shelters us, even when we may lose touch from time to time. So today I declare fear has no place in our lives, right? Declare it. Fear has no place in my life. Disempowering beliefs. Remember I said we're going to plant goodness in our good soil? Yes, this is what that's about. We don't want disempowering beliefs, because We don't want that. Disempowering beliefs cannot affect you when you give them no meaning and when you deny them any power over you. So, righteousness is the one presence. That's right, Elsu. Believe. That's the beginning. Knowledge, knowing, is believing. Believing is doing. Doing is knowing. When you do better, you get better. And the bitterness goes away. It's a freeing experience. So God is the one presence and one power in the universe and in my life. And what is God? We said that what God is. We have an operational definition for God. Okay? God is not just with me. God is within me as the protection I claim for myself. So that power is, you can harness that power. Oh my goodness. You can harness it. Claim it. Freed from fear. You make decisions with confidence. And you claim your good with a zest for life and an attitude of thanks. Like, thank you. I'm thankful. Not just November 20, whatever it is, Thanksgiving, but I'm thankful every day for the ability to breathe. Yes. So I let go of the need to shrink from life or hide from my true self from others, right? I'm secure in the protection of righteousness. Some people may be insecure in their relationships. Where you at? Why you ain't call me yet? Where you at? You better call me. You better what? Hang up on her. This is what. Hang up the phone, babe. Hang up. Like demanding a person to do something. That is insecurity. That's insecure. So get secure in the protection of the Most High. Like stay in that presence all day, every day. And you see the difference come into your life. It's amazing what can happen. So we go to the word of the day. Because the psalm delivering from these, people that are spying on you, that are trying to hurt you. And then we have protected. Protected is the word today, and it's ED. That means it happened already. You are protected. You've been delivered. Receive it. You've been delivered. So in the psalm, in the word today, it's coming from Matthew chapter 2, verse 4 to 6. And it talks about Judah. It talks about the land of Judah, and that there is a ruler that's coming out of Judah that's going to shepherd the people of I. It says the children of Israel, the people of Israel. So who is this one that's going to rule and is going to be the one by no means least among the rulers of Judah? For out of Judah will come a ruler who will shepherd the people. Okay? Where is that coming from and who is that one? It's for you to seek. Seek until you find. You will find. Okay? Seek and you will find. And I have the flag here. There's the flag there of Judah. Right there. So, when we look at the verse today coming from one of the Gospels, Matthew chapter 2, verse 2 to 6. Yeah, I got my oil. It's good for, oh my goodness, this oil is just feels so good when you put it on. So, out of Judah will come a ruler. So when we look at the verse today and the psalm today, deliverer, who was delivering is this one coming out of Judah, right? Who is protecting? And then the word today, protected, is supported by Proverbs chapter 2, verse 11. prudence will watch over you. Prudence. And standing firm in righteousness will guard you. So when you want to be protected, you want to be, sheltered in the wings of the Most High, in the shelter of the Most High's wings, you have to stand firm in your righteousness. You can't let people take you into wrongness. You can't get into a car with someone fussing and fighting and calling you names and arguing, and you can't don't do that. You got to stand in righteousness. That's going to keep you. That's going to keep you. And prudence is going to watch over you. So when I look at the word prudence, let's look at that word, prudence. It's the quality of being cautious. Being cautious. The quality of being cautious. So caution is going to watch over you. That's what's going to happen. Caution is going to watch over you. And caution and you standing firm in your righteousness is going to guard you. So when something happens to you that's not good, you have to unpack yourself and look at you. Like, what is it that I have done or that I'm doing that this is happening to me? What is it? It's nobody on the outside. No one can put a spell on you. No one can do these things. People try, believe me. And the weak is going to buckle to it. But the strong standing in righteousness will not fall prey to that. They're not going to fall prey to it. So, I love the word today, protected, being brought to us today by Proverbs Chapter 2, verse 11. We have the Psalm today being brought to us, Psalm 59. Very powerful Psalm indeed. And then we have our verse today about the gospel, talking about this ruler who is going to shepherd, that righteous ruling that's going to shepherd the people into a good place. All right, so that is our psalm today. Oh my gosh, we're at the end of the psalm. We're at the end. And have a beautiful, blessed day, everyone. And remember to stand in love, don't fall in it. One love for all, as all love as one. I love that. El Sue, that's going to be a shirt. One love for all, as all love as one. You begin with one, you end with one, and in between we're all sandwiched together. I love it. Thank you so much for joining Chant today. Have a beautiful day, everyone, and remember to stand in love. Don't fall in it. Standing in love, Chawa. That's what's up. Stand in love. And we're gonna make music and melody. Yep, making music and melody to righteousness, to keep that flowing. That's important. So thanks for joining Chant today. Have a beautiful day, everyone, and thank you for liking this video. Mwah. Thank you so much. It's a beautiful day outside. The sun is coming out. Wow. Have a wonderful day.